So we've made it clear that even as a young adult, you have a lot to give. You can give money, yes, but have you ever thought about using your individual talents and skills to help others? The key is identifying what you have to offer. Whether you're great at helping young kids learn math or playing music to entertain people at a nursing home, you have incredible gifts just waiting to be given. Using your talents to help other people is a great way to become passionate about giving.
Up next, a freshman in college, 18 years old. Michelle is with us in Delaware. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. I don't have a lot of cash right now, but I still want to find a way to give to needy people. How much money should I give from each paycheck? And if I can't give money, how much time should I volunteer?
Well, you've got a really good heart, kiddo. You're the right kind of person, and those kinds of people like you tend to succeed in life. Now, the thing you do is you have to balance the giving side of what you're doing with the producing side of what you're doing. You have to produce enough to take care of you. And then you can produce enough to take care of others. And so you're in school. Your first responsibility is attend class, pass class, learn, get the knowledge while you're there. Your first responsibility is not be a missionary to the homeless right now. Now, then your second responsibility, once you've taken care time-wise of going to class and studying enough to pass your tests and make good grades, then with extra time, you run down to the homeless shelter and volunteer your time. And so that's how you take care of you first, and the time that spills over your cup into the saucer beneath you use. And you could do the same thing with your money. First, we're going to make sure you get through school and that you keep your bills paid, your lights are on, and there's gas in your car. You've got tuition saved and that kind of thing. You're staying ahead of the used textbook club and all that kind of junk. So you know, again, you're taking care of your cup first, but you continue to earn. And above that, then you can do some giving. So make your budget work first and do your giving out of the overflow. But go ahead and do the overflow because, man, I tell you what, people with a heart like you, if you're not afraid to work and will keep that balance of taking care of your home, in balance with your giving, you have the right character qualities to be someone that will probably become very wealthy. So keep that balanced and make sure you get graduated from school and be a giver while you're doing it. I really love your spirit. Thanks for calling. Very, very good stuff. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
I heard a great quote the other day. The best thing about giving of ourselves is that what we get is always better than what we give. Here's the deal. Our culture is so me-focused. Everything's about me, 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 me. So it's a powerful thing when we serve others. When we stop and say, no, this time's for you. We're communicating that even though we have a lot going on, school, work, extracurricular activities, sports, and a social life, this moment with this person matters more. That's why giving more than just money, giving of yourself is so powerful. In college, I volunteered for a high school mentorship program and developed relationships with local 15 and 16-year-old girls. Sure, I could have done a ton of other fun things with that time, but like Andy Stanley says, giving up something now for something better later is not a sacrifice, it's an investment. At first, the girls and I just hung out, goofed off, and got to know each other. Then one girl, a cheerleader, confided in me that she was dealing with depression. Over the next few months, I was able to listen to her and encourage her as she dealt with some pretty serious things. As time progressed, some pretty cool stuff played out in her life, and I got to play a small part in that. I didn't give her money or buy her things. I just let her know by my actions that she was more valuable than anything else I could be doing in that moment. Look inside yourself. Think about what you love to do and how that could bring joy to someone else. You could babysit for a struggling family, mow the lawn for a single mom, or bake cookies for a new neighbor. Giving of your time and abilities is a powerful way to serve others and add joy and meaning to your own life.
My name is Dave Kreekak, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Gear Foundation and Our Thrift Store. Our Thrift Store exists in downtown Franklin. It's a nonprofit thrift store. We have 32 employees. 20 of those are special needs young adults. We started our thrift store in 2005 after about 3 months of me trying to find a job where I miraculously got laid off. My first job out of high school was an aircraft mechanic, and I thought, man, if I could just make X amount of dollars, that would be it. And that was great. And then I worked from there all the way up the corporate structure and to, great places doing computer graphics and teaching people how to draw with computer graphics. And all the while, as I climbed the corporate ladder in corporate America, it was all about the stuff, and it was about me, and it was about the way I looked and the things that I had when I got involved in law enforcement. It was about the badge and the gun. As I grew older and as my daughter, who was autistic, started to grow up, my focus started to change, not about my career and the money that I made and the things that I did, but it was about her getting a job. It was not about me, it was about her and who's going to find her a job, and how will she ever get a job if somebody doesn't come alongside, and who's going to come alongside her? And I quickly realized it was me. And we felt called to start a thrift store, because not only would it hire my daughter, but we'd be able to bring young adults with disabilities into a retail environment. And there's multiple jobs you can do in a retail environment. You could hang clothes, you could sort clothes, you could accept donations. And that really came to fruition as folks started to jump on board. Once they heard what we're going to do, we started getting support from our church, from people in the community. We now, today, with 32 employees, have a 14,000 square foot thrift store with 20 special needs young adults that pretty much run it. I had a vision and a dream of what I was called to do using my unique gifts and talents to help young adults with disabilities. From the time we decided to do it, to start a thrift store, until the time we opened the doors, it was 45 days later. That took 120 volunteers, phenomenal community support, and folks started to jump on board. So having a plan and going for it and basically showing up and cranking and working those 10, 12-hour days, that really wasn't work for me. It was passion. And I think today when we fall asleep at night, my wife Sandy and I, we're exhausted, but we're smiling. We go to bed smiling because we get to do what we're passionate about.
To giving, our time, money, or abilities, the possibilities are endless. I am constantly amazed at the ways your generation gives to others. It's incredible. Just the other day, a girl told us about her 2 high school brothers. They collect cans from neighbors and cash them in to buy livestock for people in India. I have no idea how they came up with that one, but isn't that awesome? And it doesn't stop there. In today's culture, where so many people are worried about themselves, a lot of others are stepping up to the plate. I want to share some of their stories with you. Each one is a reminder that all it takes is an idea and some action to make a big difference in our world. Let's start with Sarah. One year, Sarah's parents let her pick out a kitten from a local animal shelter as a birthday gift. While there, she noticed a sign requesting dog and cat food donations. So she talked to her friends and asked them to bring pet food in place of a gift for her party. After the party, they all took the bags of food they had collected to the shelter, which was awesome. What's even better is that giving didn't stop there. Now, Sarah and her friends pick other local charities to donate to when their birthdays roll around. They always go as a group to make the donation. Sarah says, "It's become a regular pastime for me and my friends, much like bowling or going to the movies. We've had so much fun doing this and have created wonderful memories along the way." James, a high school senior, started a small nonprofit organization called Cheerful Givers to help low-income families who struggle to purchase birthday gifts for their kids. The parents receive a bag full of toys, which makes the birthday celebration for their son or daughter so much more fun. James says, if you see a problem or a condition you don't like, you should take action and do something about it. Volunteering helps advance the common good in our communities and makes them stronger and healthier, and it'll make you feel good too. Then there's Alan, who won a $40,000 scholarship by winning a free throw contest. He was one of 8 students randomly selected to participate in the competition, which was held at his local high school. Not long after, he was awarded a full-ride basketball scholarship to college. Now, he could have kept the money from winning the contest, but guess what he decided to do instead? He gave away the $40,000 to the other 7 contestants. Can you imagine? They went from losing the competition to each receiving over $5,000 in scholarships. Lastly, there's Sammy, a junior in high school, who used a simple business idea to fund a missions trip with her mom. She made $7,000 selling tie-dyed shirts and pants, which paid her way to Nicaragua, where she and her mom joined others to build a home for a family in need. When she returned from the trip, her friends had tons of questions. She realized right away that many of them had no idea what poverty really looked like because they had never seen what she had seen. Sammy said, "That's when I knew I had to do something. I wanted to give every student in my district an opportunity to experience poverty on a local and international level." So she started a club called Students for the Poor. Over 250 teens showed up for the first meeting. Hundreds more joined in the following weeks, and 28 similar clubs popped up in other high schools in her county. To her surprise, the club was a huge hit. Each month, the students partner with local community service organizations to make a difference for people living in poverty. They've worked at soup kitchens, Habitat for Humanity, and even hosted a benefit concert to sponsor the costs for 60 club members to travel to Nicaragua during spring break. Stories like these blow me away. What could you do to make a difference? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Simple, sincere actions go a long way. Start small, start today, and you never know what might happen. The possibilities are endless.
Recently, I was part of a really cool creative movement. A bunch of photographers got together and decided to give pictures instead of taking them. And so we had opportunities to work with families, single moms, and just other people in crisis situations. For example, the single mother that had 5 kids, and she had never had a family portrait of her whole family. Here's this mother just so grateful that she has this opportunity to, get her hair and makeup done and be proud of her family and have that memory captured. And she just gained so much confidence from just people telling her she was beautiful and how beautiful her family was and that she was worth this time that we spent with her. The thing I carry with me now from serving that day is just not to take certain things for granted. Giving your time can mean so much to people, just even little ways that you might feel as insignificant can really, bring joy to someone's life who really is experiencing some tough times. These families that we helped that day were living in very tough situations, but just being able to do something as small as take their picture and give it to them just brought so much joy. And I just walked away from that day just so grateful for the little things in life that I had taken for granted, and I won't take for granted anymore.